Welcome into Under the Spotlight. I'm Carmela and thrilled that you've joined us today because it's a meeting of friendship where we've had this patch of time where we haven't been in contact and revitalized that friendship. But all along, I've been utilizing this woman's product who developed this line of skincare that is a powerhouse, clean, natural, and works beautifully. And what's so funny is revisiting today some old memories put lots of smile on my face. And I thought, you probably are in that same mode. You've never had a chance to really get to know our very special guest on a personal level, but have seen her on television, have heard about her products and her company for many, many years. So today's our day together under the spotlight. Here's a little bit of a clip about the story of Isomers and then meet one of the founders right after this.
Isomers Skincare started over 25 years ago. And the reason why it started was that growing up I had very bad skin, problematic skin, not just acne, but there was a lot of things going on, and I was having a very hard time with self-esteem and figuring out what I could do to really fix myself. In university I was really lucky. I met Darius, and because he was in the sciences, we started to do research together, and we came up with a formula. He came up with a formula and a premise using isomeric chemistry and pH, and he created a formula for me. It was so good that not only did I see the difference in my skin, other people started noticing the change and coming up to me saying, "What are you doing? What's going on?" And I explained what we were doing, and all of a sudden people were coming up saying, "I have this issue and I have this issue. Can you fix this? Can you fix that?"
Basically, how we start a project is that we look at the source of the problem. We look at the skin, and we want to know why the skin is reacting the way it's doing. So what we're looking at the detailed mechanisms of how your skin actually works, and we try to give to your skin what is actually missing or what it needs more to behave a little bit better and address the key problems.
So we know that through our formulas, we're actually solving problems. They are getting the efficacy, they are getting those results so that we can optimize the experience, and we're setting them up for success. So keeping it small gives us that ability to make sure that it's engineered right and they're getting more value than they could ever with any other brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest, Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Skincare Laboratories. Hello, my dear friend.
Hello, good morning.
Look at how well behaved we are now.
Yeah, see?
We know how to reel it in a little bit.
Yes,
it's so
we
good
can.
to see you. You look great. I love the glasses and the jacket, your whole look. Your whole look. Oh, man, it's been too many years. Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me, that we can spend this time together and just talk. I mean, it's so great to be able to talk to an old friend, but also to reminisce and to also inspire. So this is great.
Well, what a lot of us think about when we think about skincare, the abundance of opportunities and this new gadget and thing and widget and all the new. But for me, I've always been a fan. Actually, this is the newest purchase that I made from Isomers, and I can show you guys later everything there, but that's all on my face and keeping my skin healthy. But what I realized that you have that we need is the science. Like I don't want to play scientist in the kitchen or bathroom at the vanity going, oh, I think I'll mix a little bit of this serum and that serum. But that's what you guys have really done, is figure out what our skin needs, and then you fill in that void. So that's
exactly.
the part.
That is exactly how we did it. So the whole point is, I don't think people really take skincare serious enough. It's almost like people don't take food serious enough, that food is medicine. Skincare can also be something that is beneficial. The science has changed so much, especially since 1998, where the technology in skincare has become so active or very connected to the transmission through the skin that we can actually cause reaction. So it's not just a topical, it's not just wetting or moisturizing something or putting, a coating on it. There's now these little programs that can do so much and send so many signals and causes reactions. So it's like AI for the skin before AI was invented.
Yes, here we go. Right. Like I get excited and like a giddy way, because I don't have to guess if that's going to work, if Isomers skincare is going to work on my skin or not, or will these two interfere with, or none of that. How How have you guys figured that out, though? It's what was missing. Like even in the video, you said, what we're missing, and you fill in that void. So
what we did was basically we take healthy skin. So you start from ideal, right? So you have the ideal skin. So the ideal skin at 12, 20, 30, 50, 70. So you look at it linearly, you look at it over time, and you have this ideal condition. So skin in its 20s basically is at the optimum ideal. And it should contain this kind of collagen and elastin. It should look like this, it should feel like this, it should be this thick kind of thing. And when your skin is outside of the ideal, then we try to figure out what is missing that's causing it not to be ideal. What has changed? What is the deviant? And then from that, we basically build that formula to fill in that gap. So for example, with my skin was very problematic. It was breaking out. I had a lot of rashes and reactions, and they thought I had lupus because I literally would morph. And so what was missing from my skin was pH regulation, was a strong barrier function, was a regulation of the sebum and the water molecules. And so that's what went into our initial formulas. So we kind of changed before we even knew what a microbiome was, we kind of restored my microbiome, and the rest, they say, is history. Where is she? Oh, we're still live? All right, so I can keep talking? All right, so the rest, they say, is history. So what we did really with our skincare is that we wanted to be able to look at, once we fixed my skin, then we started to look at different things. So I had very problematic skin, very reactive skin. Then I started to age, I started to hit 30, 40, 50, now I'm 60. And so now the skincare went from corrective in the sense of acne and breakout and rashes and allergies to aging, to collagen breakdown, the natural element of when you're aging. And so these formulas now are basically based in that. These are formulas that are anti-aging, they're correcting the collagen, they work on pigmentation. So you have this ideal, and then you have what you want to fill it in. Very similarly, like when you can be in construction and you have a home and you have cracks in the wall or something has shifted, you've got to go in and replace it with the new brick or the new grout, if you will. So in your skin, we've got to go in and fix those gaps. So that is how our skincare evolved. And because of the fact that we were so based in science, we wanted to go through to TV shopping, which is how I met Carmela. And that was really great because that gave us an opportunity to be real people talking about science and being the authors of this formula and how we do things, and being in a platform we can reach millions of people directly, unfiltered, and in an opportunity that was direct from the laboratory. So this is something that created this authenticity. It's like people like to go to school, or you go to university, or you go socialize. You want to meet people. You want to have a relationship with people. That builds rapport, and it really helps to nourish you. TV shopping, direct to consumer, was one of the ways to do that. Instead of disseminating our product through department stores and random salespeople that really have no relationship with us and really don't understand how we built this brand or what was inside the recipe. So we wanted to be able to give that insight. It's like when you go to a really fancy restaurant, you want to meet the chef, or you're sitting at the chef's table. Why is that important? That's important because you're now having this relationship with the creator, with the actual artist, who can tell you so much more about the recipe and the ingredients and how they're going to play together and what they're going to do for you, in your taste buds or diet or things like that. And our formulas are very much like that. It's an experience. We want to talk about the ingredients, what they're going to do for you, how they're going to correct or fix or help your self-esteem, give you more hope, help turn back the clock. I mean, there's so many touch points. Skincare is very powerful. Skincare is something that I really have such a respect and appreciation for skincare in the sense that it nourishes you, not only your body, but your mind and your soul. And you can do so much more with skincare when you have a good formula. So it's not about the shallow type of, it's only about beauty and you just want to look this thing, this age or this stage. It's deeper than that. You're going to have a routine. That's going to help your mental health. It's going to help plan your day. It's going to set you up for success. It's going to allow you to be more interactive. It's going to give you a structure and foundation. Little things that we do for ourselves are so nourishing. And that's why I really, really enjoy being part of this voyage into the skincare. The another thing is that it's very empowering because we can talk to people directly. And that was another thing. We want to be able to have an insider approach and talk to people. I've known Carmela for over 25 years now, and this is something that's phenomenal to be able to say that this is someone I love dearly, I've worked with for over 25 years. I remember being being pregnant with Keon and going on air with her, and then a few months later coming back with the newborn baby. And she was the very first show I did, first presentation I did after Keon was born, and just to have him on the set with us. And it was about that event, and it was so moving for us to be able to connect. And that brought us together through the science, but through the relationship. But when you're authentic and when you're building something that is bigger than yourself, I think it touches many people, and you become very fortunate, and you're able to work with really great people and build those relationships and create lifelong friendships. Life is not easy. So it's important that we have good relationships. It's important that we have authentic people. It's important that we make connections with people that are of good quality, high moral standards, have an understanding, are not jealous, who celebrate with us when we do well and hold our hand and hug us when we're not doing well, but they don't try to outdo it. They don't try to say, well, that's nothing. What happened to me is bigger. No, they sit with you in that moment. I think that's really important when you find those treasures in life, right? And I think that Isomers Skincare has brought that. That's the part of the success. That's part of the journey. That's part of the relationships. It's really, really great here. And I just, yes, I am talking to I am hoping that I can see people. You know what? I'm just going to get up and read what's on the screen here. And it says, and now my eyesight's really bad. Hello, beautiful. Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. Yes, Carmela is a true blessing. And I'm really glad. I know that we'll reconnect with her and get this back on. But it's really great to be able to spend time together, and it's really great to be able to be a part of a like-minded community. I mean, we try to do so much good with Isomers Skincare and how we're doing business. Like right now, we're focusing a lot of our time and energy in creating really good quality content. We want to create little snippets of information that people can go to at any time and learn about something, learn about their skin, learn about an ingredient, learn about a product. So you have a very reliable source that's going to help empower you, give you little bits of information that you need. So, many times you want to learn something because when it was originally presented live or at another time, you weren't ready. Maybe you were not at the right stage or the right age. And then there comes a place and time where the information becomes relevant. So I want to be able to create this library, this resource, so when you're ready, when it's appropriate, when it's about the wrinkle or when it's about the rash or when it's about the pigmentation or the broken capillary or this little bump that you may have or whatever it is, or this ingredient or how things work together, you can go to Isomers as a resource and to pull it off the shelf. And this is something that's going to live forever. And this is something that's part of that relationship, because the conversations that we've had, Carmela and I, conversations that we've had on TV, if they weren't recorded and put away into a library, those are lost, right? So there's a lot of wealth of information there. So now we're able to capture and put these into capsules and really do a good job at helping to empower in a way that is very honest, very, very scientific, very matter of fact, hopefully very clear and very helpful. because we want to know these things. I do think we're going to be better consumers. We're going to be better students. We're going to go through life with less challenges. And I'm being told to wrap it up. So I will say goodbye, and hopefully we were going to do this again. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
Thank you so much, Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Skincare Laboratories in Canada. So much about this podcast that I want to connect with you on. One, I don't know if you realize, but me being off screen and tossing to Manuela was a very safe bet because we lost connection in our podcast while it was live, but we didn't lose it on her end. What I'd like to point out is how magnificent is that friend of mine that I'm happy to share with you, that she kept going. Two, what really shone the light bright for me was how much information this woman really has. Her knowledge is so deep in skincare, over 25 years of caring for others and building products to be the solution for the product. She had my attention. This woman literally kept going on the podcast without a host. Now, yes, years of television, you kind of have to do that, although you typically have someone with you, but we had no communication. Everything in our studio went down. Lights, camera, action, and phones. So eventually when we all rebooted and got back up, I was able to say to her, wrap it up. Listening to this over and over again, I listened to it multiple times. She is really about not only finding a solution to the problem, but a safe solution to the problem and something you can count on. And the fact that Manuela said, let's gather all this information and put it somewhere on her website, on YouTube, for you to have as a resource. I love that because as a woman, and I'm sure some men experience this too, let's say your skin is showing signs of anything, what you ate, good or bad diet, great lifestyle or not, whatever it is, it tends to show up on our skin. And then we want to combat those problems. And in her resources reveals what the solution is for the problem. And I love too what she said. It's like AI for the skin before we knew about AI, because they have been working, she and Darius have been working in their lab for many years to find those solutions. So her credibility, although it was already there, just kept building and building and building. But she's concerned about you and I, the consumer. She's concerned about us getting the right information, because what do? We go out and we try something. Well, I'll spend more money on this or that and see if it works. There's no more see if it works. It's buying something that actually works. So I'm a consumer, have been for a long time, of this product. I encourage you to experience it as well. But I wanted to continue. We came back, obviously much later, to fill in this gap of a close to say thank you to you and our not only our viewing audience, but to our guests. But think about her teaching moments. One, that she kept going, that she supported her friend by not just checking out. She kept going so long, we had to make a phone call and say, she can wrap now. But I love that. So if you're ever a guest on someone's show and technology goes crazy, instead of pointing out all of the problems, just be the solution. And that's what Manuela really was. We are scheduling another date. We'll keep you posted under the spotlight when Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Skincare Laboratories makes another visit here, an in-depth visit for solutions just for you under the spotlight here with Carmela. Stay tuned.